Okay, so my update on my EULOPHIA petersii is for this year. Plant number 1 ended up not producing any blooms, but it did put out 12 new growths. And each and every one of these new growths is where flowers will come from next year if I give it a dry winter. So that is a really big plant and could be really spectacular next year. So this was EULOPHIA petersii plant number 1, which I was just telling you guys about. And then I do actually have one that bloomed. And so we'll walk over here and I'll show you plant number 2, which actually did flower this year. All right, here we have plant number 2, which I grow just in the shallow clay pot. It's got some haworthias in there with it growing happily. 4 nice new growths on this one, and 1 flower spike, which goes up and up and up and up, and is about 8 feet tall overall. Flowers on this are really pretty, kind of a mahogany color, white lip, some pink markings on the lip, nice raised keel on the lip, which is pretty. Let's see here. This plant I actually kept drier than plant number 2, or plant number 1, whatever it is, I get confused. Kept this one drier than the other one. I actually kept this one kind of under an overhang where it got full sun, but it was protected from the little bit of rain that we get here in the wintertime in South Florida. And so this plant staying drier did go ahead and produce a flower spike. Plant number 1, which had all that promise of spikes on it, those actually ended up all being new growth and no flower spikes. The only difference is that plant number 2 got rained on a couple of times over the course of the winter. So that, to me is pretty clear evidence that any water in the winter will keep them from blooming in the spring. This plant stayed literally bone dry from about October onwards, and I really made the effort to keep it dry. So if you are looking for the trick, if you've been trying to bloom your EULOPHIA for years and you've never done it, that is the trick. Cool, dry winter rest. We had temperatures here in South Florida never below about 50 degrees in the winter, so lows around 50, highs we could still get up to 80 and 85 in the winter, but the key is just keeping it really, really dry. And that's what I did, and that rewarded me for the 2nd year in a row with flowers on this one. Thanks a lot for looking.